All right, listen. One more time. One more time. Hey, also, don't forget, throughout the holiday season, the Papa family wishing you and yours a happy holiday. And to Sam McKinney, who manages that incredible Brighton hot dog shop, world headquarters in New Brighton, he and his lovely bride. I got home today. There was some no-bake cookies on my porch. Sam, much love. Nothing like no-bake cookies. And you know, when I think of certain cookies, I think of my 5 sisters growing up. Going to get a little nostalgic on you before I say goodnight, but as you could see, for all of my friends of the Jewish faith, the menorah is lit. We are celebrating Hanukkah underway through New Year's Day, and of course, Christmas just hours away. For all of my friends of the Christian faith, this is an amazing week. As I said earlier today, first time Hanukkah and Christmas, same time, 1978, and the last time until 2027. So, Mazel Tov, L'chaim, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and all that good stuff and good feelings this time of year. But my sisters were such a huge part of my life, 5 of them, and just me, King Rob, as I was known back in the day. My sister Mel, of course, and her no-bake cookies were legendary, and I tell you, Sam, you could give her a run for her money. They were really good. And her gingerbread men, just absolutely fond memories. And my wonderful sister Janine, she, her twin, meaning Melanie, can make some of the best pies you could ever imagine. But my sister Evie, the baby of the family, obviously that great talent from my mother in the kitchen went straight to her. I have never seen anybody do what she can do. My sister Cheryl, obviously one of the most loving people that, well, folks, you could ever see and meet. And I've often said jokingly, my favorite saint is the Blessed Mother. And I've often said that I think she had another child, and it was my sister Cheryl, because she's just that nice. And my oldest sister Renee, amazing. Her husband John, the Manzettis, she's the brains of the outfit, and she always kept us, well, ducklings walking in a straight row. But you know, this night was so special to me growing up because, well, Rochester, the Pratte family. You know, Mr. Papa, Frank, is from Rochester, so he can relate to this. Rochester was one of the most incredible places ever growing up. And I have conversations with Ted Capola all the time. He too from Rochester. That Brighton Avenue just used to light up like a Christmas tree with some of the best department stores. And of course that anchor store, Isley's, was there. The 5 and 10 that when you would go in and your feet would hit that hardwood floor and you would smell all of that chocolate and you'd see all the bikes and, well, folks, things that you would just dream of during the holidays. It really was like stepping through the looking glass. And even though I grew up in New Brighton, and yes, New Brighton, an amazing place as well, that 5 and 10 too was such a place that you just couldn't wait for your parents to take you, and you would walk through there holding them by the hand, and with each passing out, that grip would get tighter and tighter because you'd start to hyperventilate. You just wanted all of that stuff. And you know what? Your mom and dad did everything that they could to get it for you. And I've often heard many stories about parents who made sacrifices during that time, and my dad was no different. He worked very hard, and he was a maintenance supervisor at the former St. Joe Lead Horsehead Company, and he would tell my mother, it's Christmas, get those 6 kids what they want, and we'll just simply pay it on layaway and credit until about June or so, and they did, and then it was time to do it all over again. But you know, they never complained. All they did was, well, folks, kept moving, and that's exactly what we did as a family. But this night was so wonderful because it was my grandmother's house on Pennsylvania Avenue with the Pratt clan that could make the Kennedy family look small, folks. I mean, there were so many, and at one time close to 40 grandchildren, and now obviously great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren. Both my grandparents are long gone, as are aunts and uncles for the most part, except Joanne and Dick Cairns, who I love so much, and times have changed. But I will never forget when we would literally get there under that full moon, usually with that frozen snow that was just glistening and begging for that new sleigh to make a new track in the snow. You would walk in and you would see your grandparents, and you would spend time with aunts and uncles and cousins and your siblings, and it would just be a night that dreams were made of. And then after that, it was down to my grandmother's house in New Brighton, and we would spend the evening there, my grandmother Marie Bango, until very early in the morning, and come home and do it all over again. And my parents, they never complained. You know, former Governor Tom Corbett talking today about how his parents would be up all night, put everything up. He would go to bed with not a single light on, nothing, okay? Not a ornament anywhere, and he'd wake up to it all, including those wonderful toy trains that we all love so much, and then wake his parents because he wanted to show them what Santa did for them, right? Same thing. My mother always got out of bed, made us something to eat, and then she would just continue through the day, enjoy her Maxwell House coffee, wait for my grandmother and aunts and uncles, and it was on. And we did that for the next week and a half, 2 weeks. The thing that I keep thinking about is how they just never complained, maybe quietly, but never to us, and always so joyful. And I remember one time my mother said to me, after my father died, she said, you know, I'd give it all up to go back, knowing all 6 of you were in your beds and the door was locked at night. I had my little book, my cup of coffee. Your dad was safe, you were safe, all of the wonderful things that we worked for were in place. That's really what I lived for. Isn't it amazing that your parents live for us and you every day as we do for our kids? There's nothing like that love of your children, and my 3 kids absolutely mean everything to me. And my oldest, getting married New Year's Eve, my son Tyler and his lovely bride-to-be Sarah, it's turning the page for sure. I remember on a snowy, wintry night many years ago in this town, pulling him through the snow in a brand new red wagon that I bought him. And he was so small and so cute. Now he's a man, about ready to become a husband. And I'm so proud of him. And I look at my son Robbie and my daughter Eva, both Quigley Catholic students who are amazing as far as what they do every day to make me proud. And I told Bishop Zubik earlier today that I want to thank you for the Quigley education where he once taught, because my kids help me with my grammar, my punctuation, and they remind me what the real facts of good history are all about. So I love them both dearly. And their mothers, my children's mothers, second to none, have done a fantastic job. When I was out, you know, trying to make a living, doing the best I can, they did a remarkable job. All of my children are very stand-up people. And I think that's the most you can ask for anybody, but especially your own kids. And I know this, that Bob and Eva, my mom and dad, would be very proud. You know, I was talking about Governor Tom Corbett earlier, and he was such a big advocate of the state police. And we were talking to Larry Dunn earlier today and what he does for fallen police officers. Love that guy. And earlier tonight, I saw a state police vehicle, and my friend Paul Radadovich, former lieutenant in the state police force, sent me a text wishing me a Merry Christmas. We grew up together. And I just said I had to take time to come back to salute the men and women of law enforcement who are out there tonight. And I was talking to State Representative Dom Costa about this earlier today, the former chief of police in the city of Pittsburgh, and of course acting police chief Scott Schubert, Pittsburgh Police, big advocate of the Special Olympics. You know, these people every day, 24/7, 365 days a year, when you need them, they're there. And right now as we speak, someone's kissing their significant other goodbye on their way out to work the very late shift that will take them through early morning Christmas, and they'll see things and go through things that I'm sure the first thing that they'll think about will not be Christmas. And then of course they come home to love their family and enjoy the holiday, and then without complaining they're right back out there again taking care of us. So I just want to salute all of you men and women of law enforcement, and I appreciate it. I'm very grateful for everything that you do, not just keeping me safe, but my children and my extended family safe as well, too. One other thing, my friend Lisa Mendocino celebrating her birthday today. My friend Bob Dvorak celebrating his birthday today. You know, I've got a nephew, Wayne Renner, who celebrates his the day after. And I've often thought how tough it is to have a birthday around the holidays. You kind of miss something somewhere, right? But also, you know, Lisa, not too long ago, lost her mother. Very strong-willed Italian family. And was watching today all of the wonderful food. Her significant other, I love Chuck Betters, of course. He is a big reason why there's a lot of hope in this region. And my children, I think, are going to be here very, very long, many, many years from now, enjoying what Beaver County is all about, thanks to men like Chuck Betters. But I just was thinking about her mom being gone, and you know, I know that I think of my mother, who's been gone since '05, a lot right now, and my dad too. And even though, you know, I'm approaching that 6th decade, as I said earlier, I'm still a kid at heart. So it's okay if you still think about them, you shed a little tear, but just remember, your children are that gift that keeps giving. If you look close enough, you'll see mannerisms and signs of them and who they were, meaning your parents, through the years. You actually get to watch your parents come to life again, and you get to see them as adolescents, as teenagers, and young adults. And that's a pretty special thing. That's why God is good. But I talked about, and we'll close on this note, earlier on the radio today, we gave a topic, first time I've ever shared this topic during the holidays. I said in these quiet moments, like here tonight in the Pratte Pack gym, no one around, just me, I can hear those voices of those people who are no longer with us. And they're very significant to me. And it just kind of brings a lot of joy to my heart, a little sadness, obviously. But I just want you to know, no matter how old you are, no matter where you are, and even if your parents are no longer with us on this earth, you're still their baby and they still love you. And you can take that to heart, knowing how proud they are of you and how much they still love you. And it's okay every once in a while, in those quiet moments, to hear them calling you, as they did many times during the holidays. So, on that note, I am definitely done for the night. But I just had to come back one more time to talk about some things that are near and dear to me. And it really is all about connecting and bringing those memories together that make us the human race, right? Wait a second. My mom's calling me. We'll see what's going on. I gotta go. I'm coming, Mom! Happy holidays, folks. And remember, your Pratte Pack loves you. Good night.